My name is Brianna White, class of '03.
Kimberly Sherrod Barnes.
Your graduation year?
1991.
My name is Molly Schmeitz, and I graduated in 2019.
Megan Falke, Falke.
And your graduation year?
2002.
Monique Cribbs,
What's your graduation year?
1995.
So, what is your favorite memory from cheer dance? Or, I guess specifically, which one were you in? Were you in
Golden Vikings Pom Squad dance team. One of my favorite memories would be the parades. Oh my gosh, we would get so cute, dressed up, have fun with each theme. I like the Genie in the Bottle one the most. That was probably the most fun. And then my senior year, I was a homecoming court, so I got to ride on a little. Oh, it was a time. It was a good time. It was a good time.
My favorite memory from cheer would have to be when we went to camp. At camp, I think it was Lake Okoboji that we went, and we actually got second place. So that was my most memorable moment of being a cheerleader at North High School.
That's so hard. So I actually joined cheer my 8th grade year going into freshman year of high school because I knew I wanted to cheer. So I have a lot of years of a lot of memories, but I think one of the best parts was always the homecoming day parade. We always would go all out, and it was just really fun to make the costumes or whatever we wore and the decorations and to perform, and it was just one of the highlights.
Lots of practicing. We always practiced in the Viking Center after school, which was fun to be in that space after the dust settles. And then when we were in the thick of Pom Squad, the basketball teams were both really good, and so we got to perform at state a couple times, which was extremely fun.
I think my most favorite memory are the games, like the football games, because we would all come out from freshman to senior, and so it's 70 of us cheering at one time. It was just a lot of fun, but I would also say the basketball game. So just cheer as a whole, I loved every minute of cheer.
What's your favorite dance move?
Right now or back then?
I guess you could do both.
Oh my gosh, I don't know. Let's see. My favorite dance move back then was probably the lean with it, rock with it, lean with it, rock with it. Did we get to do that on the floor? No, it was clean cut, everything. Boom, boom. Miss Nolan wasn't playing no games. Now I think I like, what dance do I do with my kids? You right, that one. When they do a little, that's my little favorite dance right there.
My favorite, can I say cheer move?
Yeah.
My favorite cheer would be the Russian was my favorite jump that I did with cheer.
There's so many. Okay, so thinking about band dances, because that's what I'm assuming this is talking about. Okay, so I feel like Viking is always just a classic, and it is still one that I could probably do to this day if someone would ask me.
Oh, that is a funny question. I don't know. I'm a child of the 90s, so we did lots of butterfly and Tootsie Roll in our dances, and it was super fun.
I would say my favorite jump, because I was actually, I got an award for that, was the Russian, which is when you jump and your legs come out. And so I remember one year I won the award for best jumper. So I would say that's my favorite move. I think that's one of the hardest jumps to do.
What inspired you to start competing or to be in
dance? So my god sister Colina Edwards, who is a professor at FAMU now, was a senior. No, she was a junior and I was in 8th grade. And she was like, Brianna, you know how to dance. You need to try out for the dance team. I was like, girl, no, I'm a tomboy. But I tried out and I made it. So she was my inspiration. I mean, I've been dancing all my life or whatever, but Carlina is the one who told me I needed to try out for the dance team here.
My cousin Shonda Ross was a cheerleader, and because of her, I decided that I wanted to do cheer. I'd never done it before, and because of her, I followed in her footsteps and wanted to become a cheerleader. And since I was already athletic, I played sports, I thought that would be something else I can add to my high school career, and so I became a cheerleader for all 3 years.
So honestly, this is probably gonna sound really lame, but going into high school, I thought that joining cheer would be like the high school experience because it's in all the movies. And so that's what made me actually join cheer. And then once I started, I was like, oh, it's fun. So I'm just gonna keep going with it. But initially in 8th grade, that was what made me start the whole thing.
I danced my whole life, and so I tried out for Pom Squad as a freshman and was one of the first freshmen. There were 2 of us that were able to make it as freshmen. The other one was Rebecca Bry. And so that was just really exciting to be young and included in this group of amazing women that were doing fun community of dancing together. And basketball games are always so fun, and I love the drum line. I'll always love the drum line at a football game because of Pom Squad. So
growing up, I loved to watch the cheer competitions on TV. It was huge back then. I didn't know gymnastics, so I wasn't sure if I could actually cheer, because on TV, right, the competitions, they're flipping and doing other things. But I remember getting the flyer or a letter about cheer tryouts for our freshman year in the summer, and I went up and I tried out because some of my friends were trying out. And we made it. I made it. But here was the thing, is what I found out later was that North High was not my home school. I was really supposed to go to Central. And I was like, I don't want to go to Central. I'm a Viking. And so I remember, I think my mom called up to North High and we talked to Mr. Haynes, and he was like, don't worry about it. You've already made the cheer team. We'll do the paperwork and welcome to North High. And so that's how I was inspired and basically how I became a Viking.
How did you balance school and practice?
Well, practice was after school for the most part. So that 3:15 to 5 was practice. However, I had part-time jobs. I worked at Finish Line, GLS Call Solutions, all types of places, a floral company, all types of places. And that was the hard part, was trying to make enough money. But if practice came first, then that's what I had to do. Miss Nolan was bar none. Miss Nolan, if anybody talks about Miss Nolan, listen, she's life-changing. Like I said, that one year I ran for homecoming queen. I won, by the way, 03. Oh, she was about to kick me out the team because I was like 5 minutes late to a 6 a.m. practice. Now, that was a hard practice to make. A 6 a.m. before school, I was late and I got in trouble for it. So I would advise always be on time, prepare to be at least 5 to 10 minutes early.
That was easy for me because I had my mom and dad who was very involved with my academics and also my athletic career at North High School. So it was really just me being able to determine what was priority and what was not. And because my dad didn't allow for me to participate in extracurricular activities if I wasn't doing well in my academics, so I didn't have a choice but to balance both of those.
So I feel that time management is a big part of being able to be involved in anything in high school. And so I really focused on trying to get all of my homework done as much as I could in school, and then also on the weekends, so I didn't have to worry about it as much. But also cheer was a commitment that we did all summer. We had early morning practices and did all that stuff. So it was really just balancing time and knowing that if I wanted to be able to keep doing it, I needed to figure it out myself.
Well, I think the dancing part was the fun part, and I was just able to do my homework on the side. I remember that I came to school early a lot and would just get here and kind of work on stuff before school got started or in study halls. So
that wasn't hard for me. Cheer was serious for me. So in summers we practiced early mornings. I think 6 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning. We always practiced at Benson Park. And so that was my focus during the summer. And then when we started school, we had cheer after school. And I think we had practice, I don't know, was it at least 3 nights a week, if not 4, depending on what was happening. We had competition, you came on the weekends, you did more. But it was easy for me to do both. I was in honors classes, AP classes, but also, like I said, cheer was my favorite thing to do. So it was easy to go back and forth. And I had a part-time job too, so it was my love, so I made it work.
If someone is interested in joining dance, what would you tell them?
Oh my gosh, do it. Do it, do it, do it. I have an 8th grade daughter right now, just tried out for a dance team here and made it. So at first she was like, no, just want to focus on track. I was like, girl, you love to dance. You dance every day. Mom, let's do this TikTok. Da, da. Sign up. If it speaks to you, do it. If you feel like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna be so scared, I'm gonna be so nervous, you're with a group, and it just feels more, I want to say safe, but you just feel secure knowing that your team members are riding with you. And then once you're in the team and you're doing certain stuff wrong, somebody's going to tell you, hey, change this, make this look right, so everybody could be uniform. So if you feel like, they may be a little too, they'll teach you how to get to their level. I believe it was called UDA dance camps that we had to go to every year. They taught me some formal training that I didn't have before I joined dance team. But if you're a dancer, you learn, you pick it up, you practice it, and apply it. So
I would tell them to do it. It's fun, but it's also, I consider cheering to be an athletic sport. So that also lends to your ability to be an overall academic athlete at your high school. Because it's fun, you get to cheer on the different sports that you're cheering for, and then you're also an athlete yourself, so it just gives you an outlet to also further develop yourself as a high school student.
I would tell them that you should just do it because, first off, it's so fun. Like just being able to be on the sidelines at the games, football, basketball, anything like that is just a huge, it's just so different than just being like in the stands. And also, you are like one of the main things that people see like when they come into like the building. Not so much the building, but like when they come to like any North High event, because aside from doing the games and doing all that kind of stuff, you will also be doing like freshman day and doing like tours of the school, like when we had back to school night and stuff like that. So I think that like just knowing that like you're a big part of like the school community and like the culture, it's like a huge thing.
Just do it. Like just, take the leap, take the jump. If it's something you're interested in, you want to be involved, take the risk, even though it's scary, and give it a shot.
Just do it. Like honestly, okay. So as much as I love cheer, I literally felt like we lived that movie, Bring It On. We had so much fun. I had great cheer friends, right? Cheerleaders with me. And for as much as we love to cheer, and I love to cheer, like I love being in front of the crowds, I love doing the dance moves, I love doing all the things. Every year we would try out, you had to try out individually, and I would always hyperventilate and get freaked out, but I did it. I even remember like trying out to be captain and made those as well. What I would say is just go for it. Like forget the fear part, like push through it because it's so worth it. And it was so worth it all 4 years that I did it. I truly loved it. And I went on post high school to be on the dance team at UNO for a year, and then I stopped altogether at that point. So, but it's definitely so much fun, so many memories.
What morals did dance give you?
Be on time. Be serious. But please have fun. It's so serious, but you want to have fun. You want to have a good time and enjoy yourself. So that, as well as I judge a lot of dance competitions these days, and I look for certain stuff. So it taught me, clean feet, pointed toes, hands need to be here. Everybody needs to look, somewhat the same everybody has a different body, so everybody moves a little differently. but it just taught me to see certain things, formations on the floor, lines being straight, different things like that. That I use now when I do some judging. I used to have my own dance team, and so I push it on them too, but I took a break from that. So
I learned discipline. I learned even if you're losing, you have to be happy and continue to cheer others on. I was privy to be in a graduating year that our sports did it very, very well. So that was easy for me, but discipline, patience, and then also the ability to be sympathetic and empathetic to others if they are playing in a sport that they're not doing well in, but continue to encourage them as well. So
I think one of the main, I mean, there's obviously small things that are kind of like funny. Like to this day, I notice that if I'm just standing somewhere, like I subconsciously like go like this, just because we used to get like yelled at if we didn't do that, like on the sidelines. So it's very like just like, oh yeah, I'll just stand like that. But like on a more serious note, I learned like just like practice and like how good like practice is for you, and just keeping up with the same things over and over. I guess repetition, that would be a better way to say it. And then also just always trying to be as positive as I can be.
Yeah, definitely perseverance. At the time, Mrs. Nolan was our coach. I don't know if she still works in the counseling office or not, but she was, I know she was a tough coach, like a tough love. We had to work hard. We had to show up and give it our all. And so I definitely learned a lot of perseverance from her, and to really like practice and, just go full out.
I would say it further solidified who I was as a person. I love people. I love to smile. A lot of people used to tell me, you don't look like a cheerleader, you seem too serious. But then when they would see me cheer, they're like, okay, it makes sense. It totally makes sense. I think it reinforces, like I said, who you are as a person. For me, I've always been confident and outgoing and love to cheer people on. I still do that to this day. And it's things I've carried forward into my life. I've continued to. So currently in my life, I am Dr. Monique Cribbs, and so I worked in education for years, higher education, cheering students on, educating students. And so I would say it just further as a confirmation of who you are, and I think it gives people the confidence to go out and do the things they want to do as they move forward in life. So go for it, as I said before.
Do you have any other comments?
Shout out to Carrie Westphalen. That was my co-captain. We were co-captains. So our sophomore year, our captain quit. And so us two sophomores became the captains, and we rode it out till our senior year. So it was an amazing time. I love Golden Vikings. Who else was it? Erica, Miranda, Octavia, Danita, rest in peace, cousin. Megan, Rebecca. Shell was my captain when I joined. Tara, best captain ever. Laura was her co-captain. Sarah was on there. And if I miss you, Michaela, I love all y'all. If I miss you, Brianne, Jennifer. I love you ladies. I see y'all on Facebook and stuff, so shout out to Facebook.
I'm just happy that that you all are doing this. I love being a cheerleader. It was fun. North High is always going to be something that made me who I am, so I'm always happy to come back and share my experiences as a student.
Dr. Danita Webb, when she was in high school, was Danita White, was on our dance team with us, and she recently passed away, but she was an incredible human being, and I have so many good memories of her just being so kind and amazing on Pom Squad, and she was a kind and amazing and supportive human as an adult, and so I just want to put her name out there that we remember her and love her.